Good morning. Today, we're diving into a major shakeup in the digital news world, one that's left many readers and industry insiders buzzing with questions. If you opened your Apple News app recently, you may have noticed something missing: CNN. For years, CNN has been a staple on the platform, delivering breaking news, in-depth analysis, and live updates right to your fingertips. But as of this past weekend, CNN's stories, alerts, and reports have vanished from the platform. The familiar headlines and notifications are nowhere to be found, leaving a noticeable gap for regular users. This wasn't a glitch or a technical hiccup. It was a deliberate decision, made behind closed doors and rolled out without fanfare. CNN has officially pulled its content from Apple News, ending a partnership that brought its journalism to millions of iPhone and iPad users every single day. This move marks the end of an era for digital news distribution. The move has sent ripples through both the media and tech industries, leaving many asking, why now, and what does it mean for the future of news? For years, the partnership seemed mutually beneficial. Readers enjoyed easy access to CNN's trusted reporting, Apple kept users engaged on its platform, and CNN reached a vast, tech-savvy audience. But something changed behind the scenes. Some speculate that business disagreements, revenue sharing, or shifting strategies may have played a role. Others point to the growing tension between content creators and the platforms that distribute their work. The decision, first reported by Semaphore, marks a turning point in the complex relationship between news creators and tech platforms. It's a reminder that these partnerships are always evolving, and sometimes they end abruptly. The departure was quiet but immediate. One day, CNN was there, the next, it was gone. No warning, no transition period, just a sudden absence that left many users scrambling for answers. This abrupt change forces us to reconsider how we get our news. Do we trust the platform to curate our information, or do we seek out the publisher directly? The answer may shape our news habits for years to come. It's more than a business story. It's about our daily habits, our access to information, and the evolving landscape of digital media. The way we consume news is changing, and this split is just the latest example. When media and tech giants collaborate, their interests can align or clash. Sometimes those clashes lead to major changes that affect millions of people overnight. As users, we're left to adapt, choosing new sources, exploring different platforms, and rethinking how we stay informed in a rapidly shifting digital world. This split is a clear sign that the ground beneath our digital news world is still shifting. The only certainty is change, and the need to stay curious about where our news comes from next. To understand CNN's exit, let's first take a closer look at what Apple News actually is, and why it's become such a central player in the digital news landscape. Imagine a digital newsstand that's not tucked away on a street corner, but instead is pre-installed on every Apple device, iPhones, iPads, and Macs, reaching millions of users the moment they power up their screens. This gives Apple News a massive built-in audience that few other platforms can match. Instead of hopping from one website to another, Apple News brings together stories from a huge variety of publishers, all in one place. It's a single, streamlined feed where you can catch up on breaking news, in-depth features, and opinion pieces without ever leaving the app. The app is designed for ultimate convenience. It curates headlines and articles based on your reading habits and interests, learning what you like over time. Whether you're into politics, sports, technology, or entertainment, Apple News tailors your feed to keep you engaged and informed. Apple partners with a wide range of publishers, from global media giants and respected national newspapers to local outlets and niche blogs. Their content is featured side by side, giving smaller voices a chance to be discovered alongside household names. For many people, Apple News has become the primary way they consume news each day. It's replaced the traditional morning paper or evening TV broadcast, fitting seamlessly into busy routines, whether you're catching up over breakfast or scrolling during your commute. Beyond the free articles, Apple also offers a premium subscription service called Apple News Plus. This unlocks access to paywalled content from top newspapers and magazines, as well as full digital issues of popular publications, all within the app. The business model is simple but controversial. Apple takes a significant cut of the subscription revenue, distributing the remainder among participating publishers based on how much their content is read. This revenue-sharing approach has sparked ongoing debate in the media industry about fairness and sustainability. With over 1 billion active Apple devices worldwide, the potential reach of Apple News is enormous. Few platforms can offer publishers such instant access to a global audience. But this power comes with a catch. Any change in Apple's partnerships or policies can dramatically impact a publisher's visibility, and, by extension, their revenue and influence. In this high-stakes, ever-evolving environment, visibility is everything. For publishers, being featured or disappearing from Apple News can make or break their digital strategy. Now, let's focus on CNN, a name that's become synonymous with global news coverage and breaking stories. Since its launch in 1980, CNN has been a dominant force in the media landscape, pioneering the concept of 24-hour news. This bold move didn't just change how we consume information, it revolutionized the entire industry, making real-time updates and live coverage the new standard for news organizations everywhere. CNN's relentless commitment to reporting has made it the go-to source for breaking news. Its correspondents are often the first on the scene, delivering live updates from the heart of global events. Whether it's political upheaval, natural disasters, or major sporting moments. This dedication to being everywhere, all the time, sets CNN apart from traditional broadcasters. As the world shifted online, CNN adapted quickly, building a formidable digital presence. Its website and app are now among the most visited news platforms globally, offering up-to-the-minute headlines, in-depth analysis, and multimedia content to millions of users every day. To stay relevant with younger audiences, CNN has invested heavily in digital journalism, expanding into podcasts, social media videos, and interactive content. This strategy ensures that CNN's reporting reaches people wherever they are, on whatever device they use. Its vast global footprint means CNN can provide first-hand reporting from nearly anywhere on the planet. Maintaining such a network is costly, but it allows CNN to deliver unique perspectives and on-the-ground coverage that few others can match. For millions of viewers and readers, CNN stands for credible, fast, and comprehensive news. Its content is trusted and highly valued, shaping public understanding of world events. On Apple News, CNN wasn't just another publisher in the feed, it was an anchor tenant, lending authority and credibility to the entire platform. Its presence helped attract users and other publishers alike. That's why the recent split between CNN and Apple News is so noteworthy. It marks a significant shift in the digital news ecosystem, raising questions about the future of news distribution and the evolving relationships between major media brands and tech platforms. Before the split, CNN was a key content provider for Apple News. CNN's articles and videos appeared in the main feed and on a dedicated channel, making its reporting part of millions' daily routines. For CNN, it was a way to reach audiences who might not visit its website or tune into TV. For Apple, having CNN on board boosted the platform's credibility and appeal. The partnership kept users engaged and positioned Apple News as a reliable destination. But behind the scenes, these deals are complex, covering ad revenue, data sharing, and content presentation. Who gets the ad revenue? How much data does the publisher receive? Can they direct readers to their own site? These details often determine whether a partnership is sustainable or headed for a breakup. So why would CNN walk away from such a massive audience? It often comes down to money and control. If a partnership doesn't generate enough revenue, it's hard to justify. Publishers also give up control over how their content is presented and how they connect with readers. On platforms like Apple News, the user becomes Apple's, not CNN's. Many media companies now focus on building direct relationships with their audiences through their own sites and apps. At some point, the benefits of being on a platform may no longer outweigh the costs. This isn't unique to CNN. Other publishers have made similar moves to prioritize direct subscriptions. For millions who relied on Apple News for CNN, this change is immediate. You'll now need to visit CNN's website, app, or social channels for its journalism. It's a small shift, but it highlights the risks of relying on aggregators. Content can disappear overnight due to business decisions, not because a publisher folded. The loss of CNN alters the mix of perspectives on Apple News. For users, it's a reminder to be proactive. Connect directly with the news sources you value. Direct relationships are the most dependable way to stay informed. This may not be a permanent goodbye. Reports say CNN and Apple are already discussing a new deal. Pulling content is a powerful negotiating tactic, bringing urgency to the table. CNN likely wants better revenue terms, more control over branding, and more user data. Apple must balance CNN's demands with the needs of all its partners. Marquee brands like CNN are vital to Apple News, so compromise is likely. The disappearance could be temporary. Watch for a new agreement in the coming weeks or months. The outcome will reveal much about the future balance of power in digital news. The CNN-Apple News split is part of a larger trend reshaping the news industry. For years, publishers chased audiences on platforms like Facebook and Google, but soon realized the risks of dependence. Algorithm changes could devastate traffic overnight, leaving publishers vulnerable. This led to a shift building direct relationships with readers through subscriptions. The most successful outlets now focus on loyal, paying audiences on their own platforms. But distributing content through third parties means giving up control over the customer relationship. That's the core tension in the CNN-Apple News story: aggregator convenience versus publisher sustainability. These models can coexist, but often come into conflict. Every publisher must decide how to balance reach with long-term stability. The stakes for the future of news are high. CNN's move is a reminder that news delivery is always evolving. The outcome of talks with Apple could set a new industry precedent. If a new deal emerges, it may reshape how publishers and platforms work together. If not, it signals a shift toward publishers prioritizing their own platforms. For consumers, it's a chance to diversify news sources and build direct connections with trusted publishers. A healthy news ecosystem requires balance, fair compensation, and easy access. The story of CNN and Apple News is just one chapter. Let's keep watching.